going to be a short video on maintaining low chromium, high-speed tool steel blades, ball bearing steel 52100, high carbon 1095, and this is PMA 11, which is similar to 10V, M4, Maximate, anything that has a low chromium content, that isn't a nitrogen base like LC200N or H1, and that does not have a DLC coating or some other kind of black track coating. So what I use is EDCI. It's by Aegis Solutions. It is a spray on and then wipe off. This is what I use for the blades. And then on folding knives, I use it on everything, the liners, everything, on the internals. And then on the liners, underneath the scales on the tang, on the fixed blades, I use Frog Lube, which is also good for, firearms, anything that with steel. And this is certified green-based, bio or food grade. I'm not quite sure what's in it, but I think it's a coconut oil based. But, don't quote me on that. The EDCI you can get off Blade HQ, any of the Reeler, DLT, online retailers, Knife Center. And for the 4-ounce bottle, it's $12, and I did not see it on Amazon. And then for the Frog Lube, Amazon has it for $19 for this 8-ounce, which is a lot. This is a lifetime worth. And also the online retailers also carry it. And they make some other products, besides the paste. So what I do to start is I take, it's super simple, I just spray on the EDCI, just wipe it down like a wax. Make sure you're taking care not to cut yourself. Liberally get it in everywhere. And then with the Frog Lube, you can see it's got a minty smell to it. I mean, this stuff goes a long, long way. I actually did a video here, and I got all the way to the end perfectly, and then my wife was in the jacuzzi tub and started the water. You could hear it draining, so it gives me a chance to I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day weekend. You just take a very tiny bit and you just wipe it on like this. And you can see a little goes a long way. Like I said, this is probably going to last a lifetime. So underneath on the tang like this, under the scales, I just put excess. It doesn't hurt anything because the scales are going to be locked in. And then I get a Q-tip, rub a little bit on there. And you'd be surprised how much gets inside these holes. When guys take apart their scales on these, the knives, the tool steels and everything, you'd be blown away how much the liners on the folders and on underneath these fixed blades rust. So, liberally put it everywhere you can. And that's really it. That's as simple as it gets. And just a nice thin layer of it. So these are the Halpern 3D contoured scales, in the blue and black layered. Pretty sure this is G10. I don't think they had micarta, but I could be wrong. I think this is G10. So with a lot of these scales, you get the 3-piece hardware. So you can see where this screw comes out. You have the barrel in the center and then another screw. So it's 3 pieces. On a lot of knives, sometimes the inner barrel spacer is wider because the contour or palm swell These are all the same on this knife, and they're very well spaced out where you can actually collapse one side in. But you do need to be careful, because a lot of times if you try to collapse one side in on another knife, you may be with very few threads going in on this side. So that goes in. I'll put this one. You can see the inside of the tang. Let's see how this works here when I'm trying to do this on camera. That wasn't bad. You can see the inside of those barrels are flush almost to the other side. You know, hold it with your finger. This tripod I have is just way too low. You don't need to kill it, just snug it up. And then the last one. That's basically it. So now that the solution's on there, I just wipe the blade with a buffing cloth. This video too was somebody had emailed me to ask me about this. I'm sure there's a bunch of different ways for people to take care of their blades, you know, if they're not going to patina it. This is just what I do. I wipe it off the tang underneath the scales. And you could definitely feel the polish from the EDCI on the blade. It's almost like putting a wax on there. That's basically it. I mean, I guess I could do a little bit in here, get all that out of there. And that's it. So underneath those scales, you could use this, not say you would use a tool steel, but you know, if you're going to use this to cut food or you know, skin something with, or you're out in the woods and it's raining, you are protected underneath these scales. It does work very well. And then the EDCI solution on the, you know, on the blade, it does 60-70%. You know, it protects it. So that's the that's it. EDCI solution and Frog Lube.